Hi. Hello, everyone. We're going to start. We're going to get a couple people in the room. Thank you for those of you who are already in the room. Jasmine, love you so much. Versus Watch and AK, first and second. Love it, love it. And hello, Ranglenon. Ranglenon? Hello. Thank you for joining me. Okay, it's hot, you guys, in this room. I am sweating. So we're going to make this a quick live. We're going to get a couple more people in the room, and then we're going to get started talking about Seeking Sister Wife. And I'm going to set up everything so that I'm ready to go with all of my pictures and all of those things. Hi, the domestic gordita. Hi. If you guys are into sparkling waters, this beach plum is delicious. I don't know what to tell you. It's good. Marsha. Hello. Sour Patch. Hello. What does Versus says? I'm suspicious of Nick's marriages. Perhaps their dynamics are part of a sex fetish and that may be why viewers get cult vibes. You know what? Whenever somebody says it's a cult, I guess I've watched a lot of videos and I've watched a lot of stuff about cults. And it's not actually giving cult vibes. Not a cult. If you want to call it something else, you can call it something else, but not a cult. Nick is not charismatic. And he also isn't telling them that they can't talk to their loved ones. He also isn't telling them, yeah. One of the biggest things I think that makes your organization a cult is if you state that you have some kind of secret to the future, or the afterlife. You are a narcissist, the leader, and it's usually one leader. And you create an environment in which your congregation only leans upon each other and it's in fact encouraged for them to not speak to their outside family if their family talks about the religion, and they themselves are not to question the religion. So I can't go with the word cult. Now, sexy, like whatever, okay. But they're all adults. Now, the younger one is an adult too, but she's an adult, you know. I don't feel like it's grooming at that point. It's when they're like 19, 20 that I'm like 3 years ago you were 16 years old. You may look different as a 19-year-old, but 3 years, unless you've gone through a war, you're still relatively young in the brain. Where are we at? 34 people in the room. Hi, everybody coming into the room. Let's see who we've got. Zelle, hello. Dr. Ray, hello. Marsha. There's two Marshas in here. There's Marsha and Dever, and there's regular Marsha. Hi. Christelle, hello. Hard to know. How you doing, girl? Everyone's so excited to see the domestic gordita. We haven't seen her in a bit. Domestic gordita, you're a teacher, yes? She's got those teacher hours. Jasmine, hello. I too am in the room. Okay. Hello, Jasmine. Layla, hello. Mina, hello. Miss T, how you doing? Okay, yes. So she's got those teacher times, you know what I'm saying? She's not here all the time. Fartoon, hello. From Vancouver. Josie, hi. We're about to get started, you guys. I'll start at 50. You know, we wait for 100 for 90 Day Fiance, so we'll wait for 50 for Seeking Sister Wife. And for the Family Chantel, listen, we're just trying to get to 30, okay? I don't expect anybody to join the Family Chantel. Sabine, hello. Tuza, hi. I've never met you, Tuza. Hello, you're a teacher too. Hi. Hartoon, I've never met you either. So hello. Sabine, hi. Or as I like to refer to you as Sabine. Sabine. Sabine, hello. Daphne, hi, hi. Renee, welcome to the party. Yes, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, you guys. Oh, Tuzette, did I see you the last time and I forgot again? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lo siento. Dr. Ray says she definitely wants Bert to hurt like she did. Ooh, I know she does. Oh, you've been picking up that vibe too? All right, we're at 52 people in the room. We can go on ahead and get this party started. Let me queue up all of my things so that I can make sure I'm ready to go. Okay, we're going to start at 6 minutes. We've got 5 seconds. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife, Season 4, Episode 2. Woo! I already love this season. I think it's a good season. We got a new couple this episode. So let's go on ahead and start with the Epps. All right, so we have got, honestly, I'm going to be 100 with you. I do not know their names. Completely escaped my brain. I know that they are the Epps. One of the names might start with a T. I don't know, girl, but these women are beautiful. And this gentleman is very handsome. I mean, I would love for him to just be like 5 inches taller, but if he were 5 inches taller, the one with the pleather skirt would not be as into him because, I mean, check it. She's the first time I've ever heard any woman say she doesn't like tall guys. Good for you, girl. And I wouldn't say I don't like them. I don't care, but I'm not going to say I don't like tall guys. Whew. Oh, yeah, India. Thank you. Oh, look at you. 1,000 pieces. Taryn in India. Thank you so much. Because, girl, whole name escaped me. Okay, so let's get started with the Epps family. So it's very unclear to me, and I watched their segment twice. I don't truly understand what happened in the relationship. So here's what I'm kind of guessing. Man in the middle was married to lady with gray dress, Taryn, okay? They met in college. He is 2 years younger than her. He's a freshman. He was a freshman. He was a freshman. She was a junior. He was having consensual, non-monogamous sex with her roommate. Then he had seen a picture of her in the roommate's dorm room, and he was like, oh, I want that. And so he says anytime he wants things, he goes after them, and he usually gets them. So he went after her, little Miss Dimples, okay? And he says that 5 months later, she lost her virginity to him, and he was real proud of that. He was real excited and happy to tell all of America that he took this beautiful woman's virginity. So they were together for about 10, 11 years. And all throughout their relationship, he had been having sex with other people. And it's the way she's saying it is because she's trying to protect him. And that's why it's slightly confusing because you don't really get what's going on. Now, they have a 9-year-old daughter whose name starts with a K. It's like Kaylin or something, and it has a lot of vowels in it. So it lost me because I like a phonetic read. So it's like she had the baby, and then they broke up because of all of his, at the time, it must have been cheating. But then she ends up saying that she doesn't know if any other woman would have put up with him if she would have been so cool with it. Again, I don't understand. So was he cheating on you or not? Because she's like, look, I wasn't understanding that he wanted to sleep with other people. That wasn't my understanding. My understanding is that he and I were in a monogamous relationship, but for him, we weren't in a monogamous relationship. So again, trying to read in between the lines, she got with him. He kept cheating on her. She kept forgiving him. Then they had that baby. And after she had the baby and he cheated on her again, she wasn't with it. So she left. And he says that she wanted to see if she could live on her own without him. And then she says, yeah, I wanted to see if I would ever forgive you. So again, is it that before they named their type of relationship and came to some kind of common ground, was he just a trifling A who cheated on her and had a bunch of kids out of wedlock? Because the tea on the street is that this gentleman has 10 children and that the producers chose to tell him to not talk about it because they thought it would be too much. Maybe he would be too unlikable. All while this gentleman is an elected official back in his hometown in Ohio while they live in Florida. So it's a lot, this man. So he had, I don't know, maybe she said it like that because he is an elected official and they knew that he would be on TV. And so to say that he cheated on her endlessly for years and had a bunch of kids and she forgave him, and then she had her own kid with him and then he cheated on her. So then she left and she didn't know she was going to be able to survive without him. And I'm like, why is he that charismatic? But the truth is he is. He seems like the type of guy that when he's with you, he with you. And he treats you like a princess and he loves on you and he gets you to trust him. He seems like he's also a dom too. There's something about him that gives me, I'm going to tell you what to do and you're going to like it tease. And hey, I'm not against it. I love it. Okay. And so maybe she was just kind of like in love, but also addicted to him to a certain degree. And I could see it happening, and I'm not faulting her for it, because when you love somebody and they keep doing you dirty, you want it to work. So whilst they were broken up, he then gets affianced to India. And India says that they met out at a restaurant and he was just so great when he came up to her that he just checked all the boxes. And let me tell you about Miss India, child. She beautiful. She has got that like motherland, like high cheekbone, full lip, almond eye. She is giving the entire Black woman fantasy. Like I look at her and I'm like, I would be okay looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Taryn's cute. Like Taryn is really cute, but there's something about India's look that I'm just like, I would snatch her face and run with it. She's giving, I mean, even outside of this, when they're in their regular home life, it looks great. She looks great. So she's dating him. And when he gets back with his wife, she's like, no, I'm not with it. And so somehow he convinces her that, hey, what I want is polygamy. What I want is polygamy. And I want you both. The girl wasn't with it, but the two ladies met up and they liked each other. And so they worked it out. They said they had their ups and downs. And I just want to know what that looks like. Because not that I think that this relation, I think if what is it called? Polygamy. If polygamy works for you, then it works for you. I'm not judging it at all. It's just usually how it happens. And if at the end of the day, y'all are happy, y'all are happy. But I think there's some drama on the horizon because Little Miss India does not want him to get another girl. So he's already talking about dating a new girl named Bina, as well as he's dating women, period. Like this man is like, I need to have 5 to 10 women in rotation. Like he wants to be Prince Ali Ababwa, but he wants all of those fanning girls to like just be with him. He wants a harem of women. He just wants them around him and loving on him. And I'm like, if you can afford it and they're okay with it, I mean, what do I got to say about it? It's not my life. I don't think anything's wrong with it as long as everybody's happy. And they have a little girl at home. That's Taryn and him's daughter. Then he has a son, Tristan, from, I guess, another relationship. Tristan lives with him. And then Tristan's best friend lives with him. I'm like, where's Tristan's parents? Is he just, I don't know. Where's Tristan's mama? But anyways, not Tristan, JB, the best friend. So they all live there and they all talked about the fact that dad is dating other people and everyone seems okay with it. He seems like when he's around, he's an interested father. He wants to know about their homework, what they're doing, how everyone's feeling. And I really liked their scenes because their scene at home kind of showed their family in a natural state. Because after watching Danielle and Garrett, I feel like Danielle and Garrett are trying to create scenes for us. and they are acting poorly, but they are acting. Whereas the Epps family, they're not acting. Those two girls were on that computer looking for God knows what. And I said, what are y'all buying? Furniture? What are you two buying? Because they were really into it. So it felt like a natural conversation that they were having with him. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel staged. It didn't feel pushed. The kid seemed natural, except for Tristan when he was laying against the counter. I mean, he's too tall to be elbowing the counter. He's just an awkward teenager. But I was like, oh, sir, just you don't have to lean on that like that. You look like you are very uncomfortable. And so that's all I have to say about the Epps family. I'm not even looking at the comment section right now, but y'all are blowed up. So blowed up, y'all are blowing it up. So Dadria says, doesn't he have 10 kids? Yes, he does. That's what I heard. Sour Patch says, yes, did you know he got 10 kids allegedly? Where y'all been? I literally said that at the beginning. Thank you. Nakupenda. Thank you. You know what I was thinking of? You know that song, Liberian Girl? Nakupenda Pia, pins away. At first I thought, oh, are you doing a play on that word? Which I don't know if I'm even saying it correctly, but anyways, your name is beautiful. Bilbo Baggins needs to get his cousin. Oh, who are you calling Bilbo Baggins? Not the Black Hobbit. No, don't call him that. Side note, I love how your mic is sounding great. Thank you. The Black Hobbit, I will have no whatever his name is slander. He is a handsome gentleman. He's roped Wa into. You guys are funny. Okay, let's go back. He's giving me Hobbit. Rude. I wonder how these women protect their vagina health. They use Honey Pot. Now that Honey Pot has more ingredients and better packaging, you can use the whole bottle and not feel like you wasted your money. Because Honey Pot, when you would squeeze it after a certain amount of time into your hand, girl, after a while, the spring and the little spongy thing just would go away. You had to just like untop top and pour it out and kind of hope for the best. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's rules on he needs to use condoms. Like, you know, it's Taryn, the one who he had all these babies on, that I'm just like wondering about. Also, it's all these women allowing him to have unprotected sex with them. So, yes, I like India. Leather skirt. That's too much estrogen in one home. Never too much estrogen in one home. Honey Pot is a Black-owned woman feminine line. It's in Target. There's wash, there's wipes, there's sanitary napkins and tampons. I'm an old lady. I said sanitary napkins. Whew. Oh. Means I love you, and Pia means also. Ooh, that's beautiful. Okay, let's move on to the next couple. If you guys are enjoying your time here listening to me, if you would like to give your girl a tip, you can do so by Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. There's all the options. And if you guys are watching internationally and you would like to give me a little thank you, look right below that in the description area and you'll see the ability to do like a thank you. It's like a super chat, but not. Thank you. All right, so let's move on to the Merrifields, as we were all kind of talking about. So the Merrifields consists of Garrett and Danielle. Garrett and Danielle were wildly popular last season because, excuse me, carbonated beverage. They were courting a woman named Bert from Brazil, who Danielle was so jealous of, you guys. I mean, Danielle could not handle the fact that her husband was wanting to have another woman in his life. Even though she prayed and she fasted to the point of very thin, she still couldn't allow the Lord to come into her heart and cleanse her brain of jealousy. It was just the devil hanging out in there. And finally, she's in a good place with Bert. The truth is Bert has actually never came to the U.S. She's legally married to Garrett is legally married to Bert. In fact, Garrett divorced Danielle so that he could get legally married to Bert, so that they could do a spousal visa and have her come, or a K1 visa and have her come to the US. But her mother's ill and she's opted on not coming to the US until her mother is better or otherwise. So, in the meantime, in between time, Garrett's heart has been led to searching for another sister wife, mainly because Danielle is worried that when Bert gets there, she is going to feel that intense pang of jealousy. And so she would like to find a sister wife that is her best friend, so that whenever Garrett is with any of them, they all have another friend to hang out with. And then it made me think, like, do you not have actual friends? Like, why is it that when when Garrett and Bert are hanging out, you can't go hang out with your actual friends so that you have a friend? Did they get kicked out of their church? Is that why? And that's where all her friends were? That's unfortunate. So they've gone to Los Angeles to meet up with Leah. Now, Leah is, Garrett and Danielle are courting Leah. Bert at this time is pretty jealous of the situation because she's not there to truly solidify her place and she misses them. But she had to stay home for reasons just mentioned. Now, I'm going to be honest. Leah does not seem like I don't want Leah for them. I'm just going to say that. Leah comes from a family that is polygamy. So she grew up in a household with a mother who had sister wives and a father. And she's got a son. She's a nurse on her own account. And I just don't want this beautiful Black woman to waste her time with Garrett. I'm just going to be honest with you. I just want better for her. There are better people out there. There are better people out there. Garrett just is not masculine enough. He came there with some ugly ass cowboy boots on. Wait, okay, no. I can't even say the cowboy boots were ugly. It was the outfit that was ugly. Okay? When he picks her up, he's wearing cowboy boots and he's got his like relaxed fit jeans tucked into those cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. I don't want that for her. I don't want that for Leah. Why can't Leah go join Joe and Maisha in Mississippi? Now, I give her Joe and Maisha, okay? Joe. She could take Joe. Joe looks fun. Joe doesn't talk a lot, and Joe likes to work with his hands. They're both builders, but I would pick Joe any day. So Leah gets a little comfortable. She changes her clothes after she lands, and they decide to contact Bert. And immediately, Bert starts to cry on the phone with Garrick and the rest of the family. So Danielle's like, we're going to let you and Bert have alone time. Leah and I are going to go outside. And so Garrick is just on the phone boo-hooing with Bert. They haven't seen each other since Mother's Day, which I don't know what time it is now for them. But they haven't seen each other in a while because of the spotty Wi-Fi on Bert's end. And it is just a lot of uncomfortable gushiness for me. Like when he tells her that her heart is beautiful or that she's in his heart, I'm like, what the fuck? You're in my heart. It's just so corny. Like, say it. Yes, mean it. But I don't need to see it on TV. Not for me. So Bert is having a problem with Leah. Leah knows that. Every time Bert's name is mentioned and she thinks that no one's looking at her, Leah rolls her eyes a million bazillion times. In fact, she's pretty annoyed with the situation, which is again why I want her out of this, because she feels like if Bert doesn't like her, she's going to be ousted. And that is the truth. If one of the women doesn't like the lady that the man brings home, their relationship is doomed. It's doomed. Okay, it's doomed. Let me just tell you, she should just cut her losses and move on about her business and tell these two to get Bert settled in before they start looking for someone. Because it's going to be super uncomfortable for whomever they bring in if Bert isn't with it. And so Leah asks Danielle, she says, is whether or not Bert likes me, is that going to hinge on whether or not I stay? And Danielle's like, that's a good idea. I mean, that's a good question to ask. I don't have an answer for you. And the answer is yes. Like, obviously, Garrett is really in love with Bert and he wants Bert and he wants to have babies with her. The only reason that they don't have babies is because she actually didn't get pregnant when they tried to get pregnant. So, like, also he thinks that Leah's too tall. So just like Leah, move on. Find you a better couple. There are better couples out there besides these two. All right. What are you guys saying? I want to see more of Joe and Maisha. They were interesting. I agree. Danielle keeps gleefully telling us that Bert is jealous. Yeah, absolutely. Danielle loves the fact that Bert is going through this because she's like, oh, you see, I understand what Bert's going through because, like, you know, I experienced jealousy too. Garrett, do you want to spend time with Bert? Are you upset? So, I mean, I'm just like, eyes rolled, eyes rolled, eyes rolled, eyes rolled. Danielle is enjoying a little too much. The tea is that Leah grew up in foster care, and the coming from a polygamy family must be a lie. Ooh. Oh, that's horrible. Wow, put that lady's business out there. I'm glad Bert is jealous, said the domestic gordita. Oh. What else you guys are saying? Yep, Danielle is getting back at Roberta. Leah is going to pull a Sunshine from Harlem Nights and run the table. Ooh. A Sunshine from Harlem Nights. What an interesting callback. Good for you. You shot off my pinky toe. Shot off my pinky toe. Also, how you gonna just leave one swallow of orange juice? Got my mouth all set up for some orange juice. Ain't nothing but a swallow. Okay. Leah is lying. She's definitely an actress. Ooh. Petty. I'm here for the petty. Renee says, unpopular opinion. I love the fact that Bert is so jealous and feels horrible. She deserves it. It's not an unpopular opinion, girl. A lot of people feel it. A lot of people feel it up in here. A lot of people want Bert to be upset and jealous. I personally feel like it's not Bert and Danielle. It's Garrick. It is Garrick. He's the villain of this scenario, in my opinion. Okay, let us move on. Let's talk about the Foley family. So in the Foley family, we've got Stephen and Brenda. The tea with these two is that Stephen was married to a nameless former Mormon woman, or they were both former Mormon. Sorry, Stephen was Mormon. I don't know if he's not Mormon now, but he was Mormon when he was with his wife. And he and his wife probably were looking for a little bit of kink, a little bit of BDSM, situation. Doesn't have to necessarily be bondage, but a little bit of kink in their lives. And they started courting Brenda. But once they started to tell their family about what they were doing, the kitchen got too hot for the ex-wife. And so she decided that she wasn't going to do polygamy. And she ended up leaving Stephen, and then Stephen married Brenda. So even though she was all speed ahead and they courted Brenda together, when it came down to it, she wasn't going to put her ties with her family in jeopardy, even though Stephen basically got disowned by his family. So Brenda and Stephen now live in Tejas, and they are building a house, girl. They are building a giant polygamous home. And all I can think of is some women just find men that have money. When I even think about building a home, like, you must have at least $200,000 to build a home, girl. Because if I'm building a home from scratch, you better believe I'm putting everything I've ever wanted in a house, okay? Everything. There is going to be cameras everywhere. First of all, it discreetly placed about the ceiling. There's going to be amazing security outside and in. There's going to be 2 kitchens. And if there's not 2 kitchens, there's definitely 100% going to be one large kitchen. So with 2 sinks and 2 stoves and 2 of everything, so that 2 people can be in the kitchen cooking their desired dishes at the same time. Because you know how annoying it is when you're trying to just move about the kitchen and there's other people in the kitchen with you, girl. Like, absolutely not. Okay. What else am I going to give myself? A boudoir. Okay, I want a central room where I spend with that person, and then I want a space outside of that central room that has its own entrance so that my friends can come and hang out with me in my boudoir, and we have got my clothing, TVs, and some lounge chairs, some shades, a sofa. I want a girl room, like a she shed, but attached to my bedroom. Okay, then we're gonna I have so many things that I want. But anyways, so God bless Stephen for having enough money to be able to build a house from the ground up, okay? And that's what they're doing. But Brenda is really uncomfortable in this situation, which is so interesting because she knows what it's like to be the third person. but she's uncomfortable with the new girl because she believes that the new girl is young and sprightly and that Steven might be totally into these young girls. This young girl who's 21 years old, I can't recall her name. Now, let me just say, Steven has a very all-American look. And it's these two have a similar, they're giving Latina. You know, these two ladies are giving very much Latina. And so it feels to me that Steven has a type, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So they go out wine drinking, and Brenda is either awkward or she's never drank. It's just weird. It's a weird moment. Then he wants to walk. They're sipping wine, and they're just, I don't know what they're tasting, girl. It just looks like it's not even good wine. It just looks like basic ass wine from like a basic winery from wherever they're at. I mean, listen, let's go to Temecula. You can get some basic ass wine all day. It's fun, but it's basic. So they're definitely drinking the flights of wine, taking lots of Instagram pictures. And Steven then goes, you know what, ladies, the sun is setting. Let's go walk. And I was like, bleh! Again, like, I cannot stand the corniness. Like, don't take me on a sunset walk just because it was written in a poem and has been reproduced as a visual over and over again. You know, you also know what I'm not going to do is have sex on the beach. You know what else I'm not going to do is walk in the rain. Okay, I'm not doing any of those quintessential lovers supposedly nonsense. Okay, at dusk, it is either cold or they're mosquitoes. And I don't know where they are in the world, Carmen Sandiego, but Brenda is cold. So please, you and I are not going to go walking anywhere. So Brenda, the new girl, and Steven go walking. Brenda's too cold. She goes back in, and then they make it seem like she's awkwardly sitting at the wine by herself while these two were outside kissing. He's awkward. Like, he may look like he's like all American, like confident guy, but it's like, I don't know, like Steven must have been like an ugly duckling or something because he acts so awkward. And he's like, I'm protecting you from the wild animals. Meanwhile, it's a cat. At first, I thought it was a raccoon. Did you not think that was a raccoon tail going by them? I was like, oh, girl, I would have been screaming. Wasn't a raccoon. It was a cat. And they do some kisses. She says that initially it was really awkward kissing him, but it's getting better. I think apparently they've only ever had group dates, but Steven has had sex with the 21-year-old. So I guess it's all good. I wonder what that's like. He's got nice pecs. I'll give him that. Whew. What are you guys saying about them? Steven's body is banging. I mean, it is. I wouldn't have sex with Steven even Hasidic like. Oh. What's Hasidic? I mean, I know what Hasidic is. I know I said Hadistic. But what is Hasidic style? Is that just like missionary? I've had sex on the beach. Good for you. It feels like a lot of sand would get everywhere. I feel like a lot of, I can't have sand in. I can't do that. Steven is attractive, y'all. Wow, Zelle. Wow. I mean, I don't know what you're saying. He is very attractive. Oh, not that you've thought about it, Wah. I want you to know that I think about it all things. Okay. I think anytime someone introduces a new concept to me, I'm thinking about it. I'm worried. I'm thinking about it from every angle. I'm like, what about this? What about that? What about that? What do they do here? Who? Wait, where? Yeah. I don't want anybody in my kitchen. Get out now. Exactly. Okay. Rasta Pablo is trying to read me. You know I don't cook, Rasta Pablo. You know I don't cook. Okay? Because in my house, cooking is a man's job. So I don't cook. Well, my dad cooks, and men I date cook. And in this house that I'm living in now, my aunt cooks. But what I'm saying is that I like to warm things up. Okay? I can make me a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, just because I don't cook doesn't mean that I don't require a kitchen and move about it doing stuff. Okay, Rasta Pablo, don't come at me. I don't know you. You're not allowed to grill me. What is it? You're not allowed to roast me. We ain't friends. Okay, comment a little bit more, and then you can come in here and roast me. Is your name Renee? No. Is your name the domestic gordita? Is your name Baba Baby Binky Blanket? No. So you're not allowed to roast me. Do I cook? The answer is no. I don't enjoy it, but I do it every once in a while. And if you followed me on Instagram, you would know that. Rasta Pablo over here talking mess. Dang wah. Do I cook? You don't know me. I love you anyway. Much love, Rasta Pablo. Much love. You don't gotta cook to be in the kitchen. You don't gotta cook to be in the kitchen. I just like to be in the kitchen. Dang. Okay. I'm done with my water. That means I gotta go. It's hot. Okie dokie. You guys, don't be mean to Rasta Pablo. Don't be mean to Rasta Pablo. Right? Don't be mean to Rasta Pablo. Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, it just really feels like Brenda's really uncomfortable. She's in love with Steven, and that's why. And she's really worried that he's going to up and leave her. But I'm just like, how can you be worried he's going to up and leave you? He's building a whole house with you, which I mean isn't any indicator, but that you are legally married, and he wants you to bring. He says you stay, and I'll bring more in. Like I listen. I'm still comfortable. I would still be. I think if I was in love with somebody and they wanted to be with somebody else, as long as I still get you. If you want to be with somebody else and I'm in love with you, as long as I still get you, I'm fine. Okay? I truly don't believe that anybody has anything over me. Like you can get, it's a different type of cookie over there, but milk chocolate is still good, right? Chocolate chip is still good. You know what I'm saying? You might want a white macadamia nut. You might want an oatmeal cookie. You might even want a peanut butter cookie. I'm going to judge you for wanting an oatmeal raisin cookie for sure. The white macadamia and the peanut butter, I could get down with those. But what I'm saying is you still want chocolate chip. And as long as you still want chocolate chip, we cool. You can have all them other cookies. We cool. Okay, let's move on to our final couple. So we have Nick and his brouhaha of ladies. Guys. Somebody explained this to me. Explain this to me. Oh, did I not get a picture of the new girl? Okay, so basically, this Negro goes on a date with a new girl. Cannot recall her name, but she's wearing a red dress that I wish that I had the confidence to wear. And while they're having their date, and he talks about their relationship and the fact that this is the first time they've had a solo date, and where he's looking to have her fit into his life. She is saying all of the things that you think someone should say, but also her face and her body language is saying something different. Old girl wants to try this, but she ain't too sure about it. And the problem is that this throuple wants somebody who's sure. Which is why I say, do not pick the 21-year-olds. Pick a 28-year-old, pick a 29-year-old, a 30-year-old to join your brood. Someone who has had experiences and has had more than one relationship and is truly going to be like, maybe I could do this. And maybe I am truly ready to settle in for this, because I don't know if they're going to start having kids. But the youngest one, the second youngest one, is 24. The new one is 21. I know that the main one, April, she's not interested probably in having any more kids. I believe she said that. Did she say that? Maybe I just made that up. But I just don't understand why they keep picking these youngins. It feels like grooming to me. I don't like it. But he brings her home and he basically has sex with her, and the other girls stay in the other room, and their scenes are so weird. The same thing with like Garrett and Danielle. Their scenes are it's like they're trying to act, and it's bad acting. It's like they're just sitting on the couch waiting for him to come home from this date, and they're like, I wonder what Nick is doing. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Yeah, I really hope they like each other. And if she comes over and stays, they like each other. And then he gets to the house with her. She does a spin for them because they're like all like loving her dress. And then it's awkward, and he says, okay, we're gonna go to the room and talk, and April's like, okay, because they're going to the room and talk, and he's I don't know, he I guess dicks her down, and I just am thinking about what that must be like. Good for them. It's just weird to me that Jennifer and April are so like, yeah, we're so happy for him. We really like her. Oh, and I'm like, do you? This feels weird. It doesn't feel to me like they are trying to have a family. And I guess here's a part of me that's a little, I think, putting polygamy in a box. Is because I think of polygamy's sole purpose is to have a family, and usually having a family means having kids. And the fact that they don't have a bunch of kids, they only have that one teenager, and he's a stay-at-home dad for that one teenager, like makes me go, so y'all just paying for this fool to stay home and read the internet? I mean, what is he actually doing? Like, some of you all start pushing out these babies so that we can actually see him taking care of these childrens and see what this family unit is like. Or is it that he just wants to have a little harem of women and then not work? Which, hey, if that works for him and it works for them, so be it. It couldn't be me. If you're not staying home taking care of them kids, then you need to go to work. I'm going to stay home because I got creative things I could be doing instead of going to work. So their relationship is weird. Versus said people are saying it's a cult. It's not a cult. It's just a harem. Like they want to please him, and it couldn't be me. Like if I'm gonna want to please somebody, that somebody needs to go to work and provide. Okay, I don't want to please nobody that stay home all day. And if it's about sex, then I'm okay with that too. Let it be about sex. Why? He's a thinker. He's a thinker. Are we gonna call him Mephistopheles? That's not Mephistopheles. What's it? What's those thinkers? What are those Greek people called? Philosophers. He's living a life that a lot of men want. A lot of people want it, girl. A lot of people want that life. There's nothing special about him. Looks, personality, or anything. It must be about sex. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He must be dicking him down. I mean, down. He must be getting all up underneath that. He must be like, like all up in it. He's a thinker. I really like that. Okay, as long as it works. As long as it works. I wish she had her own place to go and screw on peace. I can't have a good time with all these hens and roosters. I can't. I think that it would be. They make it seem like they have a big house, and they're like, we stay on the other side of the house, and I'm like, what that mean? What's that? Because if you were staying on the other side of the house, I think it's cool. But also, the sleeping in the same bed for me is hot. It's awkward. It's hot. It's too hot. It's too hot for all these people in this bed. I'm hot in my own bed by myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't have all these bodies around me. Then I can't sleep. Somebody's snoring. It's me, but then them. And then it's hot. I need to be able to spread out. They don't got a big enough bed. They look like a little queen. Too many farts. Exactly. That girl does not look 21. Well, that's what she said she is. That's yes. Well, that's it, you guys. That's it for this episode of Seeking Sister Wife Recap by me, Wahimalino. If you all are at all interested in joining the Just Call Me Wah family, if you're interested in my channel, go on ahead and subscribe. And just for you guys who are watching right now, I want to know, if I had a podcast, would you download it and listen? Just dropping that in your ear. Dig me down, cuddle me, then get out. I thought that too. All he does is read back a Reddit forum and he's a thinker, lol. No question. Aw, thanks. Thanks, guys. Well, keep your peepers out. I'm working on some stuff. Okay? I'm working on some things. All right, you guys, that is the end of this one. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will see you next week to talk about 90 Day Fiance. Then we'll talk about the Family Chantel, and then we'll do Seeking Sister Wives. I hope you've been enjoying this time. I've been trying to get 3 videos out to y'all a week. I'm doing my very best. And so I want to thank y'all so much for absolutely joining it. You guys have a fantastic week. Thank you for those of you and my moderators who were in the room on today. Have a fantastic week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Bye.